Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so today, I wanted to try out the free-to-play Bardock squad in Pure Saiyan's Extreme Super Battle Road. We did that back when they first got their EZAs. However, the major difference here is that all of these units are getting a 200% leader skill from the new physical Dokkan Fest Raditz. So these guys with their EZAs are now getting that nice extra boost to the leader skill, because I think we did the run before with Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, the AGL one, so they were getting a 170 lead. So of course they're all getting an extra 60% to all of their stats. And like we saw when they got their EZAs, units like Bardock, who against multiple enemies has damage reduction, like, it's with the Team Bardock allies, he gets damage reduction. Like, he's really, really good. Farsha can be really good if she gets her dodges, gets the support. Tora's got the support and can heal. Borgos can get guaranteed additionals against multiple enemies and can stun. So the team works really well together for Super Battle Road. And with Raditz, we get a 200% lead. So let's go ahead and jump right in and see how these guys are going to do. Alright, so we do actually have one of our slot 1 units on turn 1, so that's good, which is Farsha. Now, Farsha's got to take 2 attacks from Borgos, though, in slot 1. So, I'm a little concerned as to how this is going to play out here, because Farsha not dodging Trunks in slot 1 is means that she's going to take quite a lot of damage. So, I think we'll go ahead and use a mouse item here. The mouse item doesn't really have a huge effect on super attacks, though. So if she doesn't dodge a super, she potentially is going to take a lot of damage. But I guess we'll see how this plays out here. We need her to dodge the first... Oh, God. Yeah, we need her to dodge this. There we go. That's what we like to see. Double dodge from Farsha. All right, let's go. So that gives everybody on the rotation the support. We lower Goten's attack. And then, ideally, we then stun Trunks with Borgos. Because remember, Borgos gets a guaranteed additional super when there's multiple enemies. And he can stun. That's actually pretty solid damage as well. 3.6 on his additional super. So this, and there's the stun. Look at that. Let's go, Borgos. So he basically did half of Trunks' HP. That's pretty solid. This isn't great, though. 31k with the item active. That's pretty good. Borgos after the double super defense pretty solid. And then Tora lowers the attack. We get a heal from him as well. So yeah, that's actually a very good start. Now unfortunately we do have double Raditz, and Raditz is the worst unit on the team. Even though all the other units are free to play, Raditz is probably the worst unit on the team. Of course we started with Bardock in slot 7, and Bardock is supposed to be our other slot 1 unit. So that is a little bit unfortunate. So let's go for... I think we can... He seals when the enemy is stunned, right? Because then we could seal Trunks for next turn, which would obviously be good for Farsha. Or we could just put Bardock in slot 1 and float off Farsha, which is probably the smarter way to do it. So, because we still have the mouse item active here as well. Borgos potentially is better than Raditz. I mean, you saw him putting out 2 attack stats higher than Raditz and stunning Trunks. So far, technically, he's done more. He's done more for the run than Raditz has. Raditz at least getting hit first in slot 1 means we get the crit. I put mine in slot 1 because obviously mine has 2 dupes. So getting the additional super is good because it's a second guaranteed crit. So pumping out a nice little bit of extra damage there. Although I need to try and make sure I don't want to end the fight on the next turn, because we're floating off one of our slot 1 units, and then that means when we go into the first turn of the second fight, we're not going to have a slot 1 unit. I mean, we'll have Raditz, but is that what we want? But yeah, unironically, the STR Bardock is probably better than Raditz. Yeah, I don't think there's any way we can not kill. So, oh, look at Goten surviving with a tiny sliver of health. He's attack lowered, but how much damage would he do to Bardock? Because Bardock has 50% damage reduction. He has 154k defense. We can only get 4 orbs. So what does that put him up to? Let's grab those. That puts him up to 200k defense. So he's got 200k defense, but also 50% damage reduction. So As long as Goten doesn't super, we should be okay. I feel like even if Goten supers, I feel like we don't die. But let's find out. Because Trunks is just going to do double-digit damage. And then, yeah, even Goten does double digits with the normal attacks. And we didn't need the super, so we're all good. 3.4. And this is, remember, he's a nuking style unit, and we only picked up 4 orbs. And he's hitting a higher attack stat than Raditz. He's only hitting a lower attack stat than Raditz gets if there's one enemy and they're below 50% HP. So think about that. Our free-to-play Bardock with putting in the work. Alright, I'm going to keep Tora on rotation, I think, because of the attack lowering. So, oh my god, everyone's attacking 50 million times. We need to attack lower Gohan, I think, for the so that Farsha doesn't get destroyed when she comes back around. So we'll do this. I think, in fact, let's just use a Whis to start off, because I'm a bit worried. Raditz in slot 1 is not going to do the best anyway, right? So if I do this, connects up all of these purple orbs, we can get a ton of orbs for Bardock in slot 1 now on the next turn. So this is going to be a very good turn for STR Bardock, right? 200% lead, we're getting a ton of orbs for him, so he should be looking really, really good on the next turn. So Raditz gets the crits. Tora's going to come in for the attack lower. I mean, even Tora hitting a 2.3 million. Tora is the support unit of the team, who's here to buff everybody else, lower the enemy's attack. I mean, you can see his defense is definitely not great, but he does infinitely stack both attack and defense. But in Super Battle Road, it's obviously an event that's a little bit too short for Tora to be stacking up high enough to actually be, like, really, really good. But do I want to seal Gotenks here just in case he doesn't get stunned by Borgos? Or do I just want to go all in on Gohan? I think I do just want to go all in on Gohan. But if, like I say, if Borgos doesn't get the stun, then we could be in trouble. Yeah, let's do it. Let's believe in Borgos. So we'll do this, especially because Bardock's attacking with type advantage, so he potentially is going to do a lot of damage. And we have a Whis active, so we should hopefully be okay. Let's find out. Best case scenario, I guess, is we get supered in slot 1, but as much as I don't really want that. 4.26. So 4.26 for STR Bardock with no support is basically what you see out of like a 55% Raditz when the enemy is below 50% HP, which is kind of crazy. And look at that. Didn't need to doubt Borgos for a second. Comes in clutch with the stun. Even gets a second pointless stun for good measure. And Gohan is sealed, so he can't super attack Borgos. So yeah, we are looking good now. We sealed Gohan, so he can't super attack Farsha in slot 1 on the next turn. Gotenks is stunned, so he can't do anything. Let's see. What are the chances that Farsha doesn't dodge this first attack? I mean, they're definitely not 0, that's for sure. So we'll do this. We'll just give Gohan all the attack lowers that we can. And then do this for you. Build up the Dokkan gauge here so we can get the Dokkan attack for the last fight. Hopefully with Bardock. So, did she dodge? I didn't see. Oh no, she did not. We have lost a lot. We have a lot less health than the last time I looked because I was looking at the chat. But yeah, we are recording this to go up as a video later, so I'm not paying as much attention as the chat. What I love about physical Raditz when he says pathetic on his super attack and then does like a million. Yeah, it does like no damage. The pot calling the kettle black there for Raditz. Alright, well, Gohan's nearly done. We did take a lot more damage than I thought, but we do have the support memory kick in. I think what we do here is... Well, actually, we take out Gohan here. We're pretty much guaranteed with Bardock. So we can do that. And then Borgos isn't even being attacked, so even if he doesn't get the stun, we'll be fine and we won't die. So... let's do... I feel like we don't need to use an item here, but... Is anyone sealed or... No, no one's sealed. Gohan's attack lowered. So, technically, Bardock could get double supered in slot 1. But Gohan would barely do any damage to him anyway, because he has, what? 216k defense and 50% damage reduction. So, Gohan wouldn't do that much. But Gotenks potentially would do a decent amount of damage. I'm just going to throw out a Princess Snake. Why not? I've said this before many times in older videos, but you're either doing a no item run or you're not. So once you've used one item, you might as well use 8 items at that point. And yeah, here comes Gotenks with the super. Now with the Princess Snake, we take double digits, which is actually really good because the Princess Snake is not the best defensive item, because obviously it's coupled with a heal. So a weaker enemy, a weaker unit I should say, with just a Princess Snake active in Pure Saiyan's ESBR, especially type neutral, would take quite a lot of damage from the Gotenks super attack. So even though we had an item up, it's still a pretty good example of how good defensively the STR Bardock is. So, oh, and look at that. As long as we don't get the Dokkan attack this turn, I just won't get any same type orbs. That sets us up perfectly for next turn. Or next fight anyway for Bardock. Because if we grab, like, all same type orbs at the start of the next fight, hopefully we can get a ton of orbs for Bardock, because a big nuke like Bardock Dokkan attack in the last fight is going to be very, very good here. So we'll go into the last fight. We got Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. These guys do hit surprisingly hard as well, but that's a reasonable amount of orbs. So we'll go for the seal on you, because you're the one that would do the most damage to Borgos. We can't get any same type orbs though, so will we even get the Dokkan attack? Let's see. So you're going to be sealed, and then I guess we'll try and stun you. And then we can get a super with Raditz. I think that's going to proc the Dokkan attack. Bardock has 240k defense, but he's type neutral against both of these guys. I am a bit concerned about, like, Borgos eating a super, so screw it. We're just going to throw this out. And then, yeah. Is this a Dokkan attack? Hey, there we go. Alright, so let's see what we get out of our boy Bardock here. Obviously, we're not going to take any damage. Now, considering this is Raditz, the friend one is at 55%. Even my one, to be fair, with the 2 dupes, didn't really do a lot of work. 4 million attack stat for Bardock. I think it's a pretty good example. Like, Pure Saiyan's ESBR was one of the hardest ones for a while, especially to no item. But we are basically using the worst Dokkan Fest exclusive and then a full free-to-play team. Because the free-to-play team Bardock with the 200% lead are actually pretty solid. There's half damage done to both Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. by Bardock, so pretty good. Borgos is going to be able to do decent damage, even if he can't get the stun here on Vegeta Jr. Can't get the stun with the additional. Wow, I think, is that the first time in the run that Borgos has let us down with the stuns? So hopefully Raditz doesn't get hit with a super by Vegeta Jr. here. But I think that is the first time Borgos didn't stun. Additional normal attack, let's go. Is he going to super me? No. Okay, good. Alright, so we've still got the Whis active. You're sealed, so you can't... So we need to... With the Whis up, how much damage would Goku Jr. do to Tora? Because I feel like we need to... Because does he lower attack? He lowers attack on his super, right? No, he doesn't. So, alright, so Farsha needs to attack you then. It's the AGL Great Ape Tora that lowers attack. So, we'll do that. And then, I guess we'll do this, because Shugesh might be able to finish off Vegeta Jr., even though he has type disadvantage. We have the Whis up, so we should be good here. Of course, Farsha doesn't get the dodge. As long as she gets a dodge afterwards, she's still going to give the buff to everybody else on the rotation. But, of course, alright. Do we die from this? We have a Whis active. Jeez. Alright, Farsha, come on. Stop throwing. There we go. We get one dodge. Whew. It's a good thing we got those attack lowers in, because, man, Farsha tried really hard to throw the run right at the end there. Of course, we know with the stuff that just came out on JP, we are going to be getting a new Farsha who definitely takes this Int One's place on the team, I think, because she's very, very good. So, alright, and look at this. We get 9 orbs for Bardock, and they are STR, so we get a nice heal off of that as well. No more one enemy, so we can't stun with Borgos, but what does he get against one enemy? Is it just extra attack and defense? I think it is, right? Yeah, he gets an extra 100% attack and defense, so we should be good, right? Because Goku Jr. is attack lowered already as well, and then Bardock's just going to seal him again. 4.47. That's with no support. So that is actually really good. No support, no item active, and obviously because of the damage reduction, we just take no damage. And then Borgos should finish him off. Yeah, look at that. So the free-to-play Team Bardock with a 200% leader skill, pretty good. Obviously, we used a bunch of items, but it's basically, like I say, the worst Dokkan Fest exclusive and then a full free-to-play team doing what was one of the hardest ESBR stages for quite some time. So there you go. Team Bardock and Raditz versus Pure Saiyans ESBR. Pretty interesting run. This team, I mean, obviously, most people shouldn't summon for Raditz anyway, so I guess it's weird to look at this run to say, like, hey, look, even free-to-play can do this, because, you know, the Raditz friend was only 55%, but you shouldn't really summon for Raditz anyway, but there you go. So, let me know what teams you guys have used this on. The Team Bardock team, I'm really hoping we get a Ginyu Force style revamp for them, get, like, a new Dokkan Fest Bardock, but there you go. Free-to-play Team Bardock with a 200% leader skill.